In this video, we'll learn about strings, how strings can be managed or how strings can be stored in Python. Strings. String is a sequence of characters. Each character can be alphabet, digit, space, or any other special character. A string can be enclosed in single, double, or triple quotes. If you want to declare a multi-line string, that has to be declared in triple quotes. Let's see one example of how a string can be declared or how a string can be stored. Let's take one string str is equal to, this is my first string. Here I have enclosed this in single quotes, so this is a single line string. str1 is equal to, this is an example of storing a string within double quotes. This is my first string within double quotes. Let's take a third example. str3 is equal to, within triple quotes. These triple quotes can be double as well as a single. This is my, and on the next line I am writing first string. Let's display all the strings on the screen now. str gives you, this is my first string in single line. str1 again gives you, this is my first string in single line, whereas str3 will display the string with a /n in it. /n denotes that this is /n to show that this is a multi-line string. Now let's learn how string is stored in a memory. Each character of a string is stored in a contiguous memory locations with some specific index values. These index values are given in two ways. Each character can be individually accessed by its index values by enclosing it in square brackets. Index of first character is 0 and last is n-1, that is length of the string minus 1. Indexing can be positive or negative, that means indexing can be forward or backward. Say if I am storing a value sample to a string, here first one is the top one is the forward indexing having positive values, and below is the backward indexing having negative values. Let's see this on the Python. Let's do its example. str is equal to, say, practicing strings str0 at the 0 position we have first character, that is p, so it just gives you value p. Let's see what is stored in str10. At str10 position we have a space. Notice that it can count space also. At str, let's see another position, str15 is n, and str -5, let's see negative indexing. At the -5 position we have r in this string. -3 position we have n in this string, and if we give a value, say str which is not present in the string, say str18 is not in the string, so if we give str18, let's see what happens. It raises an error index. It raises an error in string index out of range. Notice that string is immutable. Immutable means we cannot change the content of a string if it is after it is created. Let's see its example. Say I am declaring a string str and store the value hello all. Let's try to change value of 8 position. str8 is equal to y, and we get an error that str object does not support item assignment. We cannot change any character in the string when it is created. Next is concatenation of string. Plus operator is used to concatenate two strings. Concatenate means join two strings. Let's see its example. Say str, let's take one string. Say str is equal to good day. Another string, say str2 is equal to Samira. Let's join these two strings into a third string, say str3. str3 is equal to str plus str2. Let's see, str3 contains good day, Samira. Both the strings are connected. We can also repeat the strings by using multiplication operator. So we can use asterisk sign to repeat a string. Let's see its example. str is equal to hello all, and str into 3 will replicate the string hello all in 3 times. Let's see, we can replicate the string and store it into a variable also. Say a is equal to str into 5 will store hello all 5 times to a. String slicing. Slicing is extraction of substring from a given string. Slicing can be described as follows: string variable, then start value, colon end value, colon step. Here, start is the starting index, end is end minus 1. Say for example, if we are given 4, then end will be, the last index will be 3, and step size, number of characters to be skipped in between. Notice that default value of step size is 1. So if we skip that step size, it will take value 1 and slice the string accordingly. See, 2 examples are given here. In first case, I've taken a string called sample. str1 comma 4, 1 is the starting value, 4 is the ending value. So last subscript index that it will take out will be 3 and step size is 1. So from the sample, it starts from 1, that is a, 2 and 3. a, m, p will be given as the output. And if we take str1 4 and change the step size to 2, it skips one element in between and gives the output as a. See an example of slicing. str, let's take a string str and store a value good day all to that string. Let's slice it. str starting position 2 and ending position 6. Not given any step size, so default step size is 1. It takes out the value from starting position O till the last position D. It calculates, it counts space also. Another case, str2 6, if we give 1, it gives same because step size is 1. Next example, say start from 2, end at 8 and step size is 2. We get the value as O and A space, O space A because space is also counted. str1 8 ending value 7 and step size 3, so we get the values O and O space and Y. We can also skip the start size. If we skip starting value, it will start from the first position till the value given at the end, that is 8 in this example. And another thing, we can also skip the ending value. If we skip the ending value, it starts from the start position till the end of the string. In third case, let's see another example. We are skipping ending value with step size as 2, so we get this as the output. We can also give negative indexes, negative step size using negative indexing. So if I say, we can also use negative indexing, that means backward index. -9, -1 and step size 2 will give us AL, starts from last position. We can also skip this step size in this case. So -9, -1 will take the step size as 1. Notice if we skip start position as well as ending position and give step size as -1, we get the reverse of the string. Next is membership operator. We can use in and not in operators to check whether a given substring is present in another string. If that substring is present, it returns true, otherwise it returns false if you're using in operator, whereas not in will return true if that string is not present. Let's execute this. Some examples. Say str is equal to good day. Let us take one example. Say good day all. Let's check whether good is present in if good is present in that. If we say good in str returns true because it is present there. Say we can also check a given character also. G in str again returns true because G is present there. If you write capital DAY in str, it returns false because day in the string is in small letters, not in capital letters. And if you write day not in str with capital D and small ay, it returns false because it is present in str. Let's execute some programs to learn how a string can be traversed. The first program is to count number of vowels present in a string. Let's see its execution. Let's write this program first. I'm writing this program on Python tutor so that we can have a look on step-by-step execution also. Taking a variable. So def vowel count is a name of the function, declaring a function with the parameter as str. Take one variable that holds a list of vowels in small case, say A, E, I, O and U. Then a variable that holds a value 0, count variable that holds a value 0, that will store the intermediate result as well as the final result of counting the number of vowels present in the list. To traverse a list, I am taking for loop for I in str. Here in this case, in each iteration, I will take one character from the string in each iteration. If I dot lower in vowels, it checks if that character that is taken from the string is present in vowel. This if will return true and increases the value of count. Have taken lower function here just to convert that character that is read from the string in the lower case, so that all upper and lower case characters are counted to this program. Let's make a function to call vowel count function. Say A is equal to input, enter a string. In print statement, let's call this function print number of vowels in use concatenation operator here to concatenate to join the strings. So number of vowels in is within double quotes is a string. A variable is taking a string as an input. Is again within double quotes a string plus calling a function vowel count, and this function returns count as a value that is integer type. So using str function, I am converting that count to string type. Let's give an input hello all. Notice that. Let's see its execution. The variables A gets the value hello all. Next, it moves to the function vowels. A list is created. It checks for each character and increases the count if that character is a vowel. Otherwise, it doesn't enters into this if block. And at the end, after counting all the vowels, after traversing the complete string, it moves to the end of the string, that is to the print statement, and display. Last is space, so it returns here and display number of vowels in hello all is 3. Let us do another program to check if given string is palindrome or not. Palindrome is a string whose reverse and the actual string is same. Or we can say that if you are reading the string from forward or backward, the string remains same. To do this, I'm planning to make two functions. One function is reverse, to reverse a string, and another palindrome. Check palin to check if the string is palindrome or not. So let's start with the first function. Def reverse str. Str is the parameter that I'm passing to this. Reverse is one variable which is holding a space. I declared one string variable. So start processing, start reading that string from the backward. So for I in range, len str minus 1, length of the string. Say for example, if size of the string is 10, so it start reading from 9th position because string starts from 0 index. And because I am reading that string backwards, so I have taken step as minus 1. Reverse plus equal to stri, the character that I am reading from the string from the backward is concatenated to the variable reverse. So we'll get reverse of a string in reverse in variable rev, which will be returned from this reverse function. Another function, def check palin, passing two parameters. One is the actual string, that is str, and another one is the string which is reversed. If both the strings are same, so let us return true, and if they are not same, in other case, let's return false. Else return false. Okay, now let's make code to call these two functions. A is a variable in which we are taking string from the user. So A is equal to input, enter a string to take a string from a user. Let's call this function reverse function to find out the reverse of a string. So strrev is equal to reverse. A is the string which is passed to this function, and this function will return the reverse string in the variable strrev. Let's check if the reverse string is same to the original string or not by using check palin function. If we are passing two parameters, A and strrev, let's see what value is contained in the reverse string. Let's display that first. So reverse string is comma strrev. So this is the reverse string which will be displayed here. Print. If this function returns true value, that means string is palindrome. So we'll be printing palindrome. Otherwise, in the other case, if it returns false value, that means string is not palindrome. Both the strings were not same. So print not a palindrome. Not palindrome. Let's execute this program now. Let's see its execution step by step. I'm entering a value which is palindrome, so I have entered madam in A. First of all, this function is executing. So in reverse, first I'm getting value M, then A, then D, then A, and then M. The character which is read in I is stored here. So then check palin function is returning value true. It is true, so it displays palindrome. Let's execute this program with another value, say which is not palindrome. Let's see how it works. I'm entering the value hello all to this, which is not a palindrome. Let's see how it evaluates its reverse, rev gets space first, value which is read from the backward is added to rev in each iteration. So hello all is reversed in rev using this function. So we get this as the return value, which is displayed on the screen using the string. Now it checks, because the strings are not same, it moves to else part, returns false here. False means returns false, gets a value as false. False means it is not a palindrome, so it displays not a palindrome on the screen.